So I was shopping on Elizabeth Street, which is mainly the Chinese area, and I buy this bra, and I'll tell you, it barely fit my nipples. Good morning, folks. It's a true story.
Oh, jeez. Good morning,
I'm
everybody.
kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't actually buy it without, testing them first. So, but I don't want to tell you the size I needed. It just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't ask twice.
So, you see, I got you laughing this morning. It's been a real bad morning. Joe and I had a bit of a tiff, but a lot of things are going on. I'm hoping I'm leaving tomorrow. I mean, Joe's got a lot of shit in his life. You guys know it. And then I'm hoping that we're making the almost 1,000, maybe about 900-mile journey back to
South to the warm,
home.
to the sun, back to the sun and the heat.
Look at me.
I know,
Yesterday it
right?
was freezing.
I know.
Um, so I'm thankful we had like the family thing yesterday. That's why we didn't go live last night. I'm very sorry, but we had a family, and when you have a 90-year-old come to visit you, you really want to sit there. My Aunt Mary is 90. She's 2 years older than her sister, Teresa, who that's 88. I mean, like, oh God, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So that's why we're on today. Hopefully we'll get some of the news out. Joe, when I
Mm.
first heard that Stefanik was picked, I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? Uh, I love
I didn't
her.
know
I
if
mean,
that's I
I've
didn't
read
know
a
if that's
lot
a good
about her with that.
idea, but maybe it is.
But my first thought was she just plucked that shit from Obama. Obama, you always said Obama was kind of in charge of the UN. You've
Correct.
always said that.
Yes, he is in charge of the UN.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it has that.
Oh, he
You,
is, but she's the ambassador for the
no,
United States to the UN.
I know, but that's what I'm saying that they're all surrounded. Well, regardless, like I think they're gone already.
Right.
But wouldn't you like a lot of people keep saying things and I don't see it the same way, right? Like people are saying, even this morning I heard that Hunter should pardon I'm sorry, Joe should pardon Hunter before, his presidency is up. And I keep saying, what difference does that make? Hunter Biden, it's not just federal, it's international what this guy did. So what if they said there's going to be other countries that will want to indict him just the same as Soros?
Right.
I don't see the big deal. That's why it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
But when you hear that someone's the new ambassador and it's already done deal and it's this strong woman from New York, I kind of feel like Obama's gone and dead and out of the picture.
If not, he's sure. If he's not, he sure is bumming right now. Not right about
He's
now.
gone. Well, I always thought he was gone anyhow, but this is a way to show you guys that we have more control, I guess
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. Because she's going to be a firecracker.
I like
I
her,
think she.
yeah.
I think she'll be good.
The
I
more
think
I
she.
learned about that Susan Wiles too, uh, I like her a lot. I have a few things on her. Who else was picked? We
Tom.
have RFK for
We have a
health.
border czar. We have a new border czar.
Border
His name is
czar.
Tom Homan. Okay, so this guy, he's been in ICE for quite a while. He joined in '84. He was a border patrol investigator and supervisor, and he was appointed by Barack Obama to the Executive Associate Director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement in 2013. Got a Distinguished Award in 2015 and served as the acting ICE director during the Trump administration from 17 to 18. I hope he's going to be hard, really hard.
And I mean, none of us like the fact that Obama got him.
Yeah,
Hey,
and I
Alan, good
don't.
morning.
There
But
was another incident of some guy. I can't remember where it was. Just in Texas. This woman woke up to the some guy in her bedroom with a knife at her throat,
whoosh.
and he robbed her, right? and she did have to go to the hospital. She got like 35 stitches and stuff in her hand and whatnot. And he what he did was he's an idiot, of course, because most criminals are.
An
But
idiot. Yes, they are.
after he robbed her and cut her and everything, and he left, he dropped his phone outside of her house, and he went back to get it, and that's when they caught him. So, but if you look at the guy, I mean, he's got a
They are
Mexican name,
stupid. All criminals are stupid. They
got a
are.
Mexican name, and he doesn't look like he might be. They don't know if he's illegal or not, but I'm gonna say he's not.
He,
By
oh,
the
you're
way
gonna say
he
he's not.
looks, the way he
How
looks,
could you tell by the way they look?
he's
Do they look
unkempt.
different?
He's unkempt. Most Americans are at least kept somehow. They have a cut, some kind of a haircut where he doesn't have no haircut at all. So it's a
Okay, no, I'll give you that. I really don't know that this
he's got cuts all over his face. I don't know, man. I don't know.
sounds like
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's
sounds
just had
like
a hard life.
MS-13 to me. Really.
I don't know, man. He just doesn't look like he's from the United States. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being
It's fine.
racist. I don't know, man.
You racist.
I don't
Well,
know.
there's
I don't
sometimes
know.
you have an app.
Oh, you know what I want to say to everybody? Happy Veterans Day
Yes,
to
happy
everybody.
Veterans Day. This was one of my favorite days, always 11/11, even before I knew. I always liked the number.
Mhm. Yeah. I went and put my flag up.
Then I realized it was Veterans Day and it made all the sense in the world. Yes, very much happy. And thank you for your service to all our veterans and all those in service now and all those that will be. I've
Mm,
seen a few graduate recently.
yeah.
You know, I know we missed yesterday, but there were some interesting
There
topics,
was like Schumer blocking McCormick, the new senator from Pennsylvania.
right?
Yeah. Well, who is this Schumer that he can block a new senator? I mean, these guys, this orientation thing is like, why do they have to go through this orientation thing? Who do these people think they are? These people are going
Was it the
to
senator from PA? You
yeah,
said
his name is
he took over Casey's role.
David McCormick. He's from Pennsylvania, and he took over Senator Bob Casey. And Bob Casey refused to concede the race. He refused to.
He's
So
Democrat.
he is a Democrat. And there
Well, go
was like
figure then, guys.
there's
Sorry.
like 100
Seems to
ballots. They
be.
said there's 100 ballots left to count. Why is there still counting left this late in the day?
I don't know. I guess
Why
we're
is there
more
still
stupid
ballots
than we were
counting?
back way when.
Yeah.
Because back
There,
way when we used to get it done within 24 hours,
look at Florida. Florida had
18 hours.
so many voters.
And it was the
Florida,
first to call.
boom, and they were done like that.
Yeah,
So
they were.
what gives a
No.
state like Maine, who's been doing this for far longer, and they have far less people, what gives them the right to take a week to count their ballots, much less
Well,
Arizona?
maybe they're just double checking. Come on.
Bullshit.
You don't believe
You
them?
can you can double check in half a day.
Yeah, Arizona. Did Kerry Lake lose? I forgot.
No, well, they're turning. It was
It's
slated to turn red, and all of a sudden it's slated to turn blue. You know damn well after how long?
but
When
that
was
is
the
what's going. I
election? Oh,
gotcha.
almost a week ago, and they're still counting. They still don't have it. Look, the
Right,
GOP,
right, right.
the House is still undecided. The GOP have 214, and the Democrats have 203. This is
Right,
ridiculous.
Kerry Lake. Right.
This wasn't all of the states.
50
This was not
states.
all the states
Four.
that had to go through this.
Yes.
So this is shit's just wrong. This voting thing that they're doing is out of
It's
control.
just freaking wrong. Oh
Yeah,
my God, Kamala.
yeah.
Ugh, I hate
But
looking
they
at
didn't.
these.
They were unable to. They were. I think they were unable to widespreadly cheat. I mean,
They were
everybody
unable to
was on
what? I'm sorry.
wide, widespreadly cheap. You mean,
No, they were not able to. Yeah, you
yeah,
saw the maps.
yeah.
It's all
Mhm,
red.
mhm.
It's all red. There's spots of blue, and those are the trains or the places that held a lot of cheating.
See, but however,
You
when you
can't
look at the New Mexico one, they
can't
cheated in New
trust them.
Mexico and they turned the whole state freaking
Yeah, I
blue.
don't believe
They
a
cheated
lot
like a
of.
motherfucker. I'm telling you right now.
I
New
believe it. I do
Mexico is
believe you.
not fucking totally blue. There's no way.
Ah, don't kill the messenger. No.
I'll kill him, man. No, I would never
No, I
do
believe you.
that. Never would I do something stupid like
Look,
that.
I was looking at it and I was like, holy shit, how is
There's
it
no
pink? How is New
way.
Mexico pink? And I was like, yeah, it is. And I was like, after a while, it makes sense. And then all of a sudden,
Now you think about it, just look at California. All of California is not blue.
yeah, a lot of California is not blue. A
You've
lot,
got
I,
the
I believe
coast
we
is blue. And the only reason that the coast is blue is because it's right on, dude. They don't fucking have no clue. They don't even know what's going on. They vote for who their friends tell them to vote for. Even though you're not
Hmm.
supposed to do that, that's what happens over there. Because they don't fucking pay attention to politics because they just want some cool waves, bro.
Well, I mean,
And they're always trying to be somebody they're not.
I really believe people had it very hard the last year or two. It just really fell hard on people, and
Yeah.
probably middle class that were used to always having the extra didn't have the extra, and they had to decide. They had to decide what was better under Trump or under Obama, and do you want the Obama legacy to continue? And of course,
Yeah.
people are too smart for that. I just don't. I don't think it's a big mystery, but I do believe that the military was, or Q was more helpful this time around. It was intentional that we didn't win in 2020. I was as shocked as anybody else, but then I always thought, "Oh, God, it's got to be part of the plan." And it's really tough to say things like that. Oh, it must be part of a plan. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just always rely on the plan and
Mhm.
the millions of us that are conspiracists believing in Q, and we have to believe in each other.
Well,
I'll tell you
plans
something.
don't always go as they're planned, no matter what.
Plans don't always work out,
No,
right?
they don't. And there's always problems in the plan, and
No, but
they
I think
always
we
have
were
to
supposed to lose in
change.
2020
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
people
maybe.
had to go through pain. They had to go through a bit of pain. It's uh you have to hit rock bottom before you realize that, wow, maybe there is a change that's needed.
Yeah.
Some people have to go through that, and I believe that was allowed to happen.
Hmm.
Oh, Melania Trump, appreciative, loyal, loving fans. Wow, that's a huge name there, but I'm glad to be a part of you. Uh, let's see. What else did you have? And blah, 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 blah. Actually, there was something else. You said something about who said it? That they were, oh, that was it. Barron called his parents a power couple. Was
Yeah, he
that?
calls them a power couple. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
That is adorable.
Yeah. I think they are. They are a power couple. I mean, he looks up to them for everything.
Behind every good man is a good woman, and vice versa.
Hmm.
Uh, John and I help each other out in ways I cannot even describe. And we also give each other plenty of room and privacy and trust,
Yeah.
honesty. And well, you know, when you're the president of the United States and you're halfway around the world, sometimes without your wife, you have to have that trust and honesty. And I just don't see Trump either bothering because he has the most beautiful, sweet wife, intelligent, sexy wife in the world, right? Aside
Yeah.
from myself, because my husband's very lucky, right? But thanks, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Slavic.
I'm just teasing.
My poor country's been taking all our money. Listen, I wasn't born there. Mom was born there. I wasn't
Mhm.
born there, but
Yes, Helen, they did skank Kerry Lake. Yes, they did.
they what now?
They skanked Kerry Lake in Arizona. That's how it's turning blue.
That's what I was kind of
It,
asking before because I wasn't sure what happened with that.
I mean, it's so blatantly obvious that
Good morning,
that
Helen.
that her that they cheated again. I mean, how can it take a week
Right,
to
they
catch?
got away with certain places, and I really believe New York and New Jersey should have turned out like Pennsylvania. I really, really believe that.
Yep.
There, you could see the signs. I mean, every other house was Trump or at least an American flag, or you saw Republican signs, right?
Right.
And then you saw one out of like every 25 houses a Harris sign in New Jersey. Maybe
Yeah.
one out of 50. I'm not kidding. You could tell which was
Yeah. It
pro-Trump
was
or Harris.
everything was pro Trump everywhere.
And
Yet
I've
they
been all
still
over
turned
this
blue.
state. Yeah.
Yet they still turned blue. How does that happen? Come on, get the fuck out of here. There's just no fucking way. Harris couldn't fucking put a rally up and create 1,000 people at the fucking rally. Okay, where Donald Trump's rallies were thousands and thousands of people, and they're gonna sit there and say that they turned them blue. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I just don't,
It's
I
just
don't buy
stupid,
it.
man. It's called cheating, man. Don't sit there. You can't sit there and say it's not cheating. They're lying motherfuckers. That's all they do is
Helen
lie
says
and
went
cheat.
shopping this morning and was looking for baldy libtard women. Couldn't find any.
Yeah, they are fighting back, aren't they?
Come on now. Oh my God. It's just so like who cares? We you wore your pussy hats. We didn't care then, you little
That's
pink
right.
pussy hats.
It
You wore
wasn't only
vagina
pussy hats they
outfit.
wore.
You're the idiots.
They were
Like who
pussy
wants to go
shirts.
walking around like a giant vagina?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
really? Do I have better things to do in my life. You want to paint a Georgia O'Keeffe? That might be one thing. I might be interested in that.
Right.
Boy, if you guys don't know who she is, you got to look up some of her artwork and you'll probably understand my reference. Georgia O'Keeffe.
Mhm.
By the way, I wouldn't doubt that she was Illuminati in a way.
She
She
was
was
from New
absolutely
York.
gay. She had to. She was married to,
She was from New York and she lived in Taos. She
sh
painted some of the most beautiful paintings ever. What
yeah, she was, yes, she did. Well, yeah, but do you know what they are?
do you mean? Do I know what they're she painted outside. She painted outside.
Georgia O'Keeffe painted giant flowers. John knows. I
Right.
well
Yeah,
educated him.
they were from over here because this is where she lived.
I know, Joe,
She
but you
painted a
don't
lot of
know
stuff.
what this. Okay, never mind. Anybody, if you know in the chat, tell Joe because he apparently doesn't know what the whole
I
thing is.
apparently don't understand your
Yeah.
guys' forms of art because I don't look
No,
at
no, no,
art
no. It
that
has nothing to do with
way. You guys look at art different than
Joe. My husband said, think private parts.
oh, she no, she
Yes.
didn't.
Yes, that's what the flowers were, Joe.
No,
Flowers were vaginas, Joe.
don't say that.
Clitoris
Don't
and
say that.
vaginas.
That's wrong.
Joe, there's not much I don't know about the arts. She married, she was definitely gay. She also did a crew cut. I remember the picture. She's a crew cut with her husband, who was a photographer at the time, and I believe his name was Stigler. And I don't think they liked, they weren't, I think she was gay. So, I mean, she either married him or whatever. I think the same shit. She probably was in the Hudson River. You said she was in New York. She was probably in the Hudson
It
River
was
School, but I don't want to talk
Wisconsin.
about the arts.
She
Let's
was
move
from
on.
Wisconsin.
Well, she was all over, but you're right. She did end up in New Mexico.
Santa Fe.
Mm. All right. You know what I wanted to get at? The hum across the world. You said there was a hum coming from the Antarctic?
Yeah, there was. That's what they said. They said there's some kind of a hum coming from Antarctica. Constant hum.
Yes.
Under the ice. I wonder why we're having a major ice melt though.
It's going to be Antarctica, it's going to be Siberia, and it's going to be Alaska, and it's going to be parts of Canada and all these colder regions. I'm not kidding. I just know it. Now, those hums, look it up. They have been around for a long time. People, whole communities in in a bunch of countries, including America, have heard this hum. And if I could explain it, I've known about it for a long time. I've never heard it myself, but I learned about it, conspiracy, whatever. But um it sounds, remember the horn from the commercial Ricola?
Ricola. Yeah, that big long
They
horn.
have that big, I
Yeah,
can't remember
yeah,
the horn's name, but that's kind of what it said. And it's like, ooh,
yeah.
like hundreds, if not thousands of people have heard this around well, it's probably millions at this point because it's been heard. I know of 4 different places, or at least 4 or 5. And now where is this? This is Antarctica. So this might be 5 or 6 for me. Definitely the US, definitely in like the Scandinavia, kind of like either Norway or Sweden or somewhere. They had it in Austria, I believe. It doesn't even make sense.
An Alphorn.
It's been cold. You can tell when the people are talking in a couple of them that the air is coming. Maybe coldness has something to do with it. I don't know. But what do I think? I think frequency, vibration, noise.
Well, that's how
Maybe
we
it's
hear.
waking us up.
Yeah. I wonder if
Like I
that's how
said,
we
for
actually see.
4 or 5 years I know about it. So,
That's how we hear. So I wonder if that's actually how we see is vibrations, color vibrations.
well,
Hmm.
pixels, I
Interesting.
believe, well, everything's always moving. Every atom in our
That's what I
body
mean.
is always moving.
Yeah, so
We
is
just
sound.
don't see it because
And
it's
so
so
is sound.
small.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like a TV, right? Like
Right.
the pixels of a TV are always moving too. It doesn't seem it, but they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite sciences, but I do get it a little bit. God, the Arizona thing is. What is this about Iranians in New York?
What? I'm
I
looking
don't
at.
know. This might have been yesterday's news because I know we went over some of yesterday's news, but it was something about Iranians in New York.
I think
Oh,
we were going to talk.
I wanted to remind Charlie also. Charlie had talked about the Barren Pines. That's where I am now. I'm like, how far are we from the Pines, John?
It's not far, well, maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah. Did you know it goes all the way to Florida, like to Maine? Yeah, I had no idea, but
I know it's a Jersey Shore kind of.
I always thought it was Jersey
Yeah,
and maybe a few other states, but no. Yeah, Charlie, my friend Charlie said that.
I know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like learning things like that.
Puppy when he's ready again.
Places I should not go because my allergies will be above and beyond. Yes, I will watch my puppy with my third eye
I
somehow.
don't have anything about the Iranians in New York.
It's so odd. Oh, what about Nikki and Mike? Nikki Haley.
Oh, and Mike Pompeo.
Yeah.
They were invited.
Or
Trump just said he's not going to invite them to be a part of the White House this time around, and they both have responded. That's okay. Thank you very much. We are pursuing other interests. That's all they said. They had a good time the last time. That's it.
no,
They made it cushy,
no.
pretty
Anybody
cushy.
that's not on Trump's team that should
Mhm.
have been in a way are thieves, liars, rhinos. They're gonna be caught. They're gonna be tried and convicted. I guarantee it.
There is uh, uh, a Biden White House official at kind of saying that Joe Biden should step down so that Nikki Haley could become or not Nikki Haley, but Kamala Harris could become the first woman president for the last, what, 30, 40 days of the
Who
year.
cares? I don't give a
Exactly.
shit if a woman's president or not. I just want a good
Mhm.
president.
Right.
Like, if you're relying on someone's sex, you should not be allowed to make a decision.
Well, Joe Biden should
Right
have
now.
been impeached already. You know, he
You
should have
mean
been impeached.
Carrie?
Huh?
Jim
Yeah.
Carrey.
Well, Joe Biden's name should have been impeached. Definitely his name should be impeached.
You know why Joe Biden isn't clearing his son? Because it's Jim Carrey and he doesn't have the power to. Because they're already been arrested. Right, Mama? You agree with me. Brother Reb, there's Charles, there's Dana. There's a ton of people that know that this is true, what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I don't know how, I mean, I'm trying to see how many people are more conspiratorial. Now you have, I didn't check this morning, but last night you had 550. We only have like not even 400 in this group on our channel, YouTube channel, right? On Liberally Challenged. But yet we had over about 550 likes on the Soros one. That Soros should be banned from every country or something like that. Your meme.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Soros is the foundation of conspiracies, but Soros is a very light conspiracy.
Yeah.
If you're a conspiracist, you know Soros is not even in the
Yeah.
15% top of the pyramid.
Right. He's kind of a little, he's a big man. He's a big influence, but he's a little fish.
No. He's the name that they allowed us to know.
Right. Well, that's what kind of meant.
It's he's nothing more than that. He has money, he lives
Yeah,
comfortably. I think he's a lot older than is let known. There has to be reasons for that. He looks it. He looks fucking ancient.
he
I know
does.
he is ancient, but he even looks like I don't know. There's something totally wrong with that man.
He looks
Thank you,
very,
Helen. Safe journeys to you all. Yes, including our puppy. I can't wait to see my cat. It's been a year since I've seen Winchester. John saw him at least twice, but he didn't recognize him the first time. It was like 5 or 6 months later. And then the second time he was all over him. So
did you guys see the video of Joe Biden walking through the sand at the beach with, with Jill? Oh God, he was stumbling, he almost fell, couldn't
Jim
even
Carrey
walk.
was stumbling. He's good
Yeah.
at that.
He was walking like with his hands in front of him like he's a dinosaur. That's what I get out of
The Biden squat. Remember that?
it.
He
Yep.
squats a lot. The Biden squat.
It looked like the
Johnny,
Biden squat. Remember how he would squat? And
he did the Biden squat. He squat a lot.
he shit himself in front of everybody all over the world. So embarrassing.
Love you.
Guy's just out of control, you know.
How is it so hot here?
I
I
don't
have
know.
my pants rolled up. It's so hot. I mean, because I know in like 2 hours I'm gonna have to roll them down. Yeah, Soros doesn't look human.
Yeah. So
Pence,
Do you think Stefanik is going to be a good ambassador?
she's awesome. She's
Yeah.
awesome. She's gonna wipe out.
I think she will be too. I
It's a
think
very interesting pick. And I have that video you sent to me and Susan Wiles. I'm gonna show it in a little bit, Mama. Because I like her too. I like what she accomplished. And some of these people have worked with bad people, but they did not turn corrupt themselves. And they did try to give the best advice and best career choices, even to Trump, which Susan Wiles apparently did in 2016 for Trump. I don't think 2020, which is kind of odd, but I'll double check that. You know what? I think you should tell them about your Sidney Powell thing.
Sidney Powell.
Yeah, when you got in touch with her. Didn't you get in touch with her?
Yeah, because you know at the last election,
Coming back around.
when Trump first went when we first elected Trump, there was this Mexican guy. I knew this guy had just gotten to the United States, and I knew because he was from this neighborhood, and And he had just gotten a driver's license, and he was in the office touting that he had just gotten his driver's license and that he's registered to vote. So how does he vote? Tell him how to vote. He wanted to vote. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, wait a minute, you can't vote. You're not a freaking citizen. And of course, I was ushered along and told to be quiet and everything else. So I made mention of it. Nobody said anything. So when all this shit happened, I sent a note. I sent a little note to Sydney Powell, and she started looking at New Mexico. We're fucking cheating. I knew we were cheating.
They do read and listen. I know I've had people read and listen to me for sure. They can't do what everybody every time, but they
That's
do.
right. But she
And
looked at it, and I mean, they
I
saw
remember this.
they
Yeah.
saw that the governor had violated our constitutional rights by not letting us assemble. She made the
That's right.
Republicans of New Mexico go to Texas to assemble. What the fuck is wrong with that picture? And she's not been paid the penalty for that. Get the fuck out of here. This woman is not. She should not be the governor of this state. She's a crooked bitch. I'm telling you right now. She's right along with Hillary Clinton.
When is the governor's race?
I thought ours was already this time, but I think it's in 2 years now.
Yeah.
Because you know, it was really odd how she was a senator, right? And she said, well, I'm just going to not be a senator and I'm just going to be the governor now. And she was.
How did she make that happen?
Just like that.
What is going on?
Just like she didn't even fucking campaign. She
People,
did
there's
not
something
even
wrong.
campaign. It's called
Wrong.
money.
Something wrong there.
Her family does have a lot of money here. The Grisham Lujan.
Well, money is everything. Money is power. And they either have money because of their families in the past,
And
you know, it's handed down, or they're bribed or laundered or whatever to be brought into the system. I mean, it's as simple. It is a pyramid. It is a cabal. It is the Illuminati.
It is what it is.
Did you talk about the border czar? You did, right?
Yeah.
Czar.
The czar, that Tom.
Stop. The border czar. It's terrible.
Why are they calling it a czar?
I know.
It should not be a border czar. It should be a man in charge of the border.
It's suggesting that we're going to be as
Right.
communist as the Russians.
Right. We're not going to be
exactly
communist.
what it's suggesting.
Exactly.
And you can't be that way. That's not what vetting people are about.
Right.
People should have an appointment, a date. There should be a certain amount per day, like maybe no more than 1,000 applicants. We do have a big country, maybe 100 applicants. I don't know. You know, I don't know the statistics enough, but it should, we all know that it's being run wrong. What was his name though? I wanted to know. Homan? Was it?
Tom
Homan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look him up too. Just interested in some people. I usually don't really care that much. I trust Trump enough, but I want to know more. Well, you gave me some of his background.
Yeah.
I want to tell you something. I don't know who's going to believe this. I'm not even sure I believe it, but Joe right away said it. Remember, Joe, what happened to me yesterday playing my pogo? And I think it started the night before.
Yeah, you couldn't get in.
I couldn't get in. So I pay for Pogo, which is EA Sports.
Uh-huh.
Took it in, I don't know, it was EA Sport. I've been playing Pogo since I'm 16. All the card games and whatnot. And EA Sports bought it. I think they're in like Redville, California. And they took it over maybe about 15 years ago. I can play any game except my top 2 games, which, if you know me, spades, spades, I can't get into my spades, or Scrabble. Those are my top. I love playing word games. You know, I'll play crosswords and stuff like that. Tons times, you know. And I just because they're from California, just because they're a big freaking, it's very possible that they've read the chat and they banned me from my top 2 favorite games. I play Scrabble and spades every day, like almost every day, at least spades. Joe, am I wrong? I mean,
No,
Joe
you're not
watches me
wrong.
play.
Have they answered you back?
I finally wrote to them because I thought maybe it was the connection and different things, but I'm like, I'm able to play all the other games. All the other games are loading.
Yeah.
So no, I have not gotten an answer, but to be honest, I haven't checked my email, and there are people that emailed me, Janice, Sarah, a few others. I will get back to you, I promise. It's just been an incredibly difficult week.
Yeah. It's been a really wild ride
It
this
really
last
has.
month. This last fucking 4 months have been a really bad ride for me.
Oh,
It's been a
well,
trippy ride for most people around me. I don't even understand what's going on yet.
Helen says, Joe, there ain't nobody at the FBI, so you can save your breath today.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's Veterans Day.
well, then
That's
nobody.
another thing that they got to do. They got to clean that out. They're going to clean that out from top to bottom. It's got to be cleaned out. These
What?
three-letter organizations, they got to be cleaned out.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, hopefully we'll get rid of them. We don't need them. We need our army and our armies to have separate functions. I don't believe we need these top secret. I mean, I believe it was all installed, all created. I mean, look at Hoover. Look at the people who created these things. They are rich, powerful people. So we know it's not the good people. They did not have the nations in their minds when they created MI6 or the KGB, right? Helen says, "Hey, let's talk about all of DC is closed and why. Are they all shredding documents? I had no idea DC was
No,
closed.
but Veterans Day
I will
probably.
find out tomorrow driving by it.
It's probably because it's Veterans Day. But
Is
are they
DC
shredding
always?
documents? You better believe they are. They destroyed a lot of the January 6th documents. Remember when they were trying to prosecute Trump? Yeah, they destroyed a lot of those documents. So, are they destroying documents? Yeah, of course they are. That's how they do.
They don't destroy documents. They press delete. Do you get it? Guys, we're not in the 1980s.
Huh, there, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't happen that way. It really doesn't. Top secret shit is not going to be on a piece of paper laying down.
Yeah, not
The only
anymore.
things on pieces of paper have CC on it, meaning it's distributed to a bunch of people,
Right.
right? No top secret shit is going to be lying around on a fucking piece of paper. We are in the age of technology. We're gonna have I'm like I'm so weird. I'm in these other groups, right, with these galactic people and whatever, and it's fun and everything, but they're like, oh, these robots, they're gonna take over, and I'm like, are you stupid people? Robots are gonna give us life. Let them take over the hard shit so human beings can live and be with families.
Oh, you know what? About that, the Mar-a-Lago the other day had those robotic dogs um
Yeah,
go walk
yeah,
patrolling the perimeter.
yeah. Those are MIT experiments, I think.
Yep. Well, they're Elon Musk's dogs.
Oh, Elon's dogs.
Yeah,
I don't know if.
yeah,
Oh, okay. They're
yeah.
small or are they big? Like, how tall are they?
I don't know. They're about Kona size, about an 80, about the size of an 80, 70 to 80 pound dog. But they're probably weigh a little bit more.
All right, that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's pretty odd that I didn't see it. But then I've seen a lot of robots. They're all similar. The legs and the arms, they work the same way. Their technologies are censored and they have cameras and
Yeah,
um
they're pretty cool.
like a leveler and stuff. Things like just simple things that are added into their computing to make it very lifelike. But the AI intelligence is an incredible. I don't believe we came up with it. I just don't. No, Helen doesn't agree. It's not for Veterans Day. No, it's closed to the public. She sent a video.
Well,
Biden should
they
have
are
got-
thinking that they're gonna have another January 6th incident because they're stupid like that.
Well, they'd be the ones to perform it because we didn't perform it the first time.
I know they did.
And I say perform because that's exactly what it was. It was a
Yes, it
performance.
was by Nancy Pelosi.
See, that's the funny bit. Okay, Nancy Pelosi knew it was going to happen. She was going to let it happen, but then we also got her laptop. How's them apples?
Well, because she let it happen, we got her laptop.
What?
Right? We fucked her over.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Trump knew what was going to happen. They know. They knew what was going to happen. They knew about COVID. We're not allowed to talk about that, though. But they did.
Yes,
And
they
there's
did.
proof.
Yes, they knew all about all of that stuff.
Yeah, they did.
Mhm.
Biden should have got robot dogs for his dog instead of his dogs because they always bite, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I always
Yes.
wondered why dogs don't like me. Took me so long. I never had fear. They just didn't like the way I smelled. No, I don't know. Let's go over some of these.
Yeah, I don't know them. They always come up to me. That's for sure. Dogs. Oh yeah.
Well, I never I don't know. I just don't know what happened. Either bad luck or I don't know. I don't know. It just very odd. Maybe the devil always wanted me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play some of these. Some of these are just funny.
Okay. I'm getting ready.
Extremists want to
Outta
take
here.
us back, but we are not going back. We are not going back.
Marty, you gotta come back with me.
Where? Is it frozen again? Oh my God, can I not play videos?
Obviously not in that place.
But I haven't had any trouble other than see, Joe.
If you know, you know. Wait, celebrity skin suits.
Fred Savage?
I'm also Tony Danza, Cameron Manheim, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Kevin Nealon, John Forsythe, and Metallica drummer Lars Ulrich.
Call it bizarre, kinda disturbing, and a little freakish. Emma peels away a latex mask and busts to reveal the Sophia. Just can't help but wonder what's going.
Alright, now that had to be CG.
Yeah, it wasn't real. Why can't I? Damn it. Damn it. I don't understand why it's not working. That's why, Joe, we can't do these when I guess I'm traveling and you're going to work. You can still hear me though, right? Can you guys hear me? Or did I freeze altogether? This is ridiculous. See, I would have imagined that this is what's happening with Pogo, but it's only the 2 games. So it doesn't make sense.
$2. $1.95.
Okay.
I'm totally frozen, Joe. Can you hear me?
I can. I can hear you.
I can't even get off this page.
Oh shit.
There we go. I had to close it all out. I don't understand that. All right, I'm sorry, guys. Damn, I have so many videos. It didn't work before. I played a few videos here before. The other time it didn't work. I'm really sorry. And there's so many. I wanted to show the one with Miles, Mama. That was really good. Because I think it went back to Reagan. She worked with Reagan when she was younger, and Bush, Trump, a few others, I think. Even the Clintons, I think. Driving with Joe, we're
Mm.
driving with Joe. Yo,
We're
yeah.
on our way out, that's for sure.
I just can't, damn it. I'm so sorry, guys. I really don't. I mean, Zoom takes a lot of battery power and a lot of internet. So if I was having trouble with the internet, so if it was that bad, the Zoom would have been the first to kind of go off. That's why I kept asking, can you hear me? Because damn it, I wanted to share that. I really don't understand.
Who is the creator of the simulation?
Some people say it's aliens. There was a professor at Oxford who wrote a paper about this back in 2003 named Nick Bostrom, and he thinks it's future versions of ourselves. So he thinks we're in what we call an ancestor simulation. Like if we created a game of ancient Rome, they would be like our ancestors in a way. There are others who say it's God or pure consciousness outside of the matrix. So all the religions, not just any specific religion, but pretty much all of them have been telling us that the physical world is not the real world, that there's another world out there beyond this. And so that's yet another theory of what's outside.
Do you believe this is probable, possible?
I believe it's probable, like more than a 50% chance that we are inside some type of...
One of the most fascinating things to me about simulation theory is the evidence of code within our universe.
Right.
The very core of all computers and processors, they store all information in a simple 1 or 0 system. This is called binary. Think of it like an on-off switch. 1 is on, 0 is off. Now you might think to yourself, well, programmers don't write in 1s and 0s. No, they don't. They write in simplified languages, but the computer translates that information to binary. Here's my username in binary. All of the information, all of it, on the vast internet is reduced to 1s and 0s.
Correct.
What is extremely fascinating to me is across the spectrum of spirituality, they talk about duality. What's fascinating to me is when you look at the duality of like reproductive organs, it's a 1 and a 0. This is why it's often referred to as binary versus like non-binary. What's fascinating is all of these 1s and 0s, they make everything, pictures, sounds. This is the very famous physicist John Wheeler. He constructed a theory that he calls it from bit, where everything in the visible universe contains this information of 1s and 0s, the on-off switch, and from that reality is constructed.
I think you guys are getting the gist of that. I don't want to keep it going without the video playing correctly. If you want to see it, you got it there. Quantum manifestation. I believe in this theory because I could feel it. And because I believe my anxiety is because I know it's outside,
There is something going on. So there's some weird goings on that we're not, for some reason, we haven't been privy to. And I think it's because we haven't had the widespread communication that we have now. That's why we're finding out about all this stuff that they've been
but you're
lying
thinking
to us
widespread communication within the earth, and others are looking in space.
Right.
Universal communication.
Right.
They're not, they're helping Earth. People like Elon Musk are absolutely helping Earth.
Right.
In a lot of ways, like with the hurricane and stuff. But, they also are helping us universally get shit out there. If we didn't believe that there were aliens out there, then we wouldn't have sent all that shit up there to begin with. Now, whether you believe it's real or not, or NASA's believe, if NASA's real or not, that's another story. But I do believe there is some shit up there. I could see the space station with my eyes, people, over here. It was so clear the other night that I could see it with my bare eyes. And it's gotten very big. And it has to be the space station. It just doesn't make sense. Everything twinkles because of the gases that go in front of these lights.
True.
That's why things, right, twinkle, but this thing doesn't.
Or shimmer.
It's
to make it shimmer, right?
And it's definitely bigger than when I remember it. And I can't see the red light, which means it's probably, they made it so big or it turned by now. Maybe it revolved, that the light is on the other side. But I remember 10 years ago, even showing John, you know, I remember seeing it 15, 20. It was long. It was before I met John. So over 20 years ago, I remember seeing that thing being built. I don't know. So the flat earthers things, well, who knows? Who really knows? But I believe this guy. I believe that the religions all come together. They all tell a story when it's put together correctly. They're finding these museum, well, I would consider them somewhat of a museum, but they're they're libraries that are so old. And people just finally started going through these books. What are we going to learn from them that nobody has seen in centuries? And why? Why are we finding all these things that we weren't allowed to find just, 10 years ago?
Right. Why is now?
People are dropping letters into pyramids from a helicopter, hoping that somebody will answer them. This shit was never allowed to happen years ago. We weren't allowed near there. Helicopter near there might blow some hard wind and chip some of the pyramids. Some of Giza might fall off. I don't know. They always had excuses.
See that one dog up on top of the pyramid? That was really wild. That fucking dog was all the way on the top. And then he came down.
Brother Reb says, thank you for your service, Brother Joseph. And I thank you both for your
Thank
service.
you, Brother Rob.
They were both in the service.
Thank you to all veterans for your service.
All the time, every day.
You're certainly better man.
I think so. You can even see children that were brought up by a military family. They used to be called military brats, but those were the evil people. Those were the cabal. You had them in the military. You had them as politicians. You had them as pop singers. You had them in Hollywood. You had them all over, right? They were anything they wanted to be. They got first shot. That's how it came. It's not because they went to Ivy schools. It was because they were put into Ivy schools. They didn't have to know the bar exam to teach law or to know law or to. I mean, did we ever really see any of these people practice law? Really? Any of them? The only one I really remember is Hillary Clinton getting off that child rapist and laughing about it. The guy raped a 12 or 13-year-old. She got him off. And this is obvious. She was probably, half my age at that time. She was in her mid-20s. She laughed about it. Women in their mid-20s are thinking of becoming mamas. Right? Not laughing about some child getting raped and winning a court case, even being that man's attorney is a sin. I don't understand how some attorneys do that. Go fuck yourselves. Really, stop taking the paychecks, you morons.
Exactly.
I don't believe in that. I don't care if everybody deserves representation. You don't have to be the one to give it to them. Because that just shows what kind of person you are. Oh, Pogo is in Redwood City. Okay. Yeah, it's still California, which makes me think it's just so weird. Like, all right, so my videos aren't working right. I can blame it on the internet a little bit, but those two games, and I tried other multiplayer games, and they worked. So it wasn't that they were multiplayered, because you got single games like Solitaire. And Pogo is like $40 a year, but I think you see, they also did this to me before. Facebook did it. I've told you guys that I got when I was doing sovereignty. Nobody ever had this before. I got 3 months of at that time. It was not very well given out. It was like weeks or days, but I had 3 months of Facebook jail, and because they did not like us teaching sovereignty, I guess, or at least spreading it to certain groups. I don't know. And I realized that they at the same time took me off Pogo, not Pogo, it was a Facebook Spades Plus for 6 weeks. And that was the one that Chrissy has her Peacemakers on, which is a spades group. But I really hated them after that. I couldn't believe they did that to me. After a month, I wrote to them. I was like, what the hell is going on? You know, it wasn't a month. I probably complained before that. But then I started to believe that it was something more. And then they put it on 2 weeks later. So I don't know. Look who her mentor was. You mean Clinton? Yeah. Margaret Thatcher? What's her name? The one that thought abortion was good. Margaret.
Oh, was it Thatcher? That's
No. No.
I can't remember.
What are you gonna say to anybody? Want to tell Joe what to say today?
Turning left.
Sanger, S-A.
Say what?
Margaret Sanger. That's it. Sorry, that's it. Right,
Margaret
Mama?
Sanger.
I think
Yes.
that's it. I had to look her up. I had to make sure. Yeah, Robert Sanger. Okay. So who?
Margaret Sanger. Yep.
Before Joe gets there, because you guys get it like still a few seconds late. If you guys have something for Joe to say, tell us now,
Say it now.
because he doesn't have much time till he gets there. And then I'm gonna close up because I can't share the freaking videos. I mean, listening to them aren't bad, talking about them aren't bad, but honestly, I'll be home tomorrow. We'll figure other things out and get a schedule together. I'm gonna try to figure out how to Zoom and do certain things because I'm not liking how everything is working out. Like I like to have a beginning.
Do the car in about 15 minutes, so I get back, be done though.
Yes, sir.
Just let me know.
Okay.
I'll bring the door down.
Okay. Love you. I'm almost off anyhow. We're just waiting for Joe to curse at the FBI. My husband is a very special man. Thank God he's got a fucking wit. He really does. He has a sense of humor like no other. It's very hard to make him laugh, but he's got wit. I mean, it would just come right back at you. You wouldn't even realize that he was teasing you. That's how bad he is. Like, I would still, I would still during the time we were living with my sister say, Michelle, he's
Anybody say anything?
yanking your chain. Well, Mama Helen says, get lockjaw and puke.
Get lockjaw and puke.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Mama Helen.
that's what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Get lockjaw and puke, you
Crooked motherfucker.
okay. All right.
Stop. Why are we
How
stopping?
far are you anyhow?
About a building or two away. If anybody's there or not. Get lockjaw and puke, you crooked motherfuckers.
Sure. If you didn't hear it, he said, get lockjaw and puke, you crooked motherfuckers.
That was
Oh,
loud.
he's
Hope you guys heard that.
Well, I'm gonna make that into a short, so if I have to make it no, it actually sounded good this time. Thank goodness, yeah. Sometimes it hasn't been going through, but we'll do a lot of upgrading when I get home, Joe. We'll see. Maybe we'll even upgrade your phone.
I'm thinking of doing that too.
Yeah, well, John and I are.
Tomorrow.
We're definitely need new phones. And I really wish he would get off the Apple because John uses he was using a flip phone. I had already a Droid for 10 years and he was still using a flip phone. So I introduced him to the Apple because it's so easy to use, you know. But you can only use it with other Mac systems. It's You know, a droid you can use with every other computer except for Mac. It's ridiculous that they even have this. Should be all multi-universe. Listen to me, multi-global internet system and computer systems. I know people would be afraid, but they shouldn't have my information. Well, guess what? They do already. So stop. We would, like I said, we would absolutely be dead if we really had a communist like Joe Biden in charge. All right? Nobody can ever come back at me and say, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, why would she say that?
And all these breaches that they've had,
Right. The big
there's
balloon.
shit all over the place now, guys.
Come on now. We have CCP all over this place. We have the cabal all over this place. We have, and like I said, it's all those 3-letter organizations. Forget about cleaning them up. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. You want to keep one for good faith? Fine. Get rid of the rest. There should be new organizations, not 3 letters either, because it's a profound recognition of what was already done. But, you know, a past recognition. No, let's like make them. Like I always wanted to ask Bill Maher, why do you own something called Kid Production? Why would you call it that, Bill Maher? That's a very odd name. Yeah, just wondering. Things like that. I'd like to know. But maybe we'll find out. We're going to find out a lot. Trump is going to tell us. All right, guys. Helen's rolling on the floor, laughing her fucking ass off, by the way. That's what she wrote. So you made her day. I hope we gave you a bit of news today, a bit of conspiracy talk, and a little bit of love and caressing. No, not caressing. No. Nice. All right. We love you guys.
Yes, we do.
Have a good one.
Have a great one. I gotta go too.
Sell some cars, brother.
Yep.
Bye, y'all.